Good evening, I'm Donna Bush with your CIG TV News Brief and weather forecast. John Gray graduates received their high school diplomas, certificates and special awards on Tuesday evening in front of friends and family. Following the graduation's theme, Principal Jonathan Clark told the graduates to imagine what if.
And graduates, there could be no script written for your last year of compulsory education. No wise man or grandmother still alive has ever lived through this or anything like this. So you have to lead and steer your ship through this global storm. Last year, our world looked so different. And our theme this year, imagine if. Imagine if. Imagine if the challenges of this year made you better, stronger, and wiser. With every risk, there's an opportunity, and every day you can be the very best version of you, knowing you have your family and this very powerful and strong network of John Gray and Cayman behind you.
Throughout the evening, there was entertainment and speeches. And of course, you can watch the entire graduation ceremony on our CIG television YouTube channel. On Wednesday morning, members of the Legislative Assembly started what will be a minimum 2-week session discussing and debating more than 10 bills. Chief Whip Mr. Austin Harris explained to CIG television what the Public Health and Registered Land and Prescription Amendment Bills 2020 all mean.
The new Land Registry Bill and Prescription Amendment Bill are two pieces of legislation that are likely to be debated together. The general purpose behind these bills will seek to increase the number of public rights of ways, such as beach access. It will also enable the Registrar of Lands to register these public rights of ways. In particular, and I think it's important to note that it will enable the Registrar of Lands to do so to properties that are not presently in dispute. The existing prescription law under Section 9, I believe it is, provides a remedy for those rights of ways that may be in dispute through the court. The new prescription amendment law will allow for the registration of lands that are not in dispute in the absence of a court order. Public Health Amendment Bill is largely COVID-19 related and is intended to serve as a deterrent to quarantine breaches. The bill, if passed, will seek to increase the breach fines from $1,000 to a high of $10,000, and also to increase the imprisonment times from what is presently 6 months to up to 2 years. And again, it is designed as a public health method to protect members of the public, particularly from COVID-19, and in particular to deter persons wanting to breach the quarantine protocols.
Members will meet in the LA again on Thursday morning. Meantime, Director General of the local weather office, Mr. John Tibbetts, tells us that social media reports of a weather system that is not yet a system should not be a cause for alarm, while he explains what weather actions the experts are also keeping their eyes on.
We know right now that we have a system out east of the Caribbean. That's about a 20 or 30% chance of anything happening with it. And under the National Hurricane Center's guidelines, that's a slight chance of formation. We also look at the track that system is taken and the future forecast on it. For that particular system, it does not look too favorable for anything to develop of it. But we are mindful of the idea that Hurricane Delta at one point was a 30% system as well in the Caribbean. So we're mindful of it, we're monitoring it to make sure that nothing doesn't happen, that it doesn't form into something that's more dangerous. But it's not one of those models that is renowned for hurricane forecasting. And even when you go and you talk to the Hurricane Center will tell you the models do not do hurricane genesis very good. Okay, so to make a presentation now that we've got a storm's going to form, okay, you can tell me some model is going to produce it and what have you, but don't talk as if it's gospel, because at this particular point, I don't know, and he can't guarantee it either. Anybody else that does a presentation cannot guarantee that that storm is going to form and going to take that track. But for right now, the general message to the public is that don't be scared about these predictions, because they're not guaranteed. You can be prepared, you can be ready to make a move, but do not be scared about these predictions just yet, because they're not a reality right now. Right now, they are a model output.
And of course, for the latest on weather conditions, you should go online to weather.gov.ky. Turning now to the forecast for the Cayman Islands area from the National Weather Service. Today's high temperature reached 89 degrees, the low 77. There was a 30% chance of rainfall today along with thunder. Winds were light and variable, and seas were smooth with wave heights of less than 2 feet. Of course, again, you can go online to weather.gov.ky for the latest forecast, or you can simply download their app, which is CINWS. And that ends today's news brief here on CIG Television. I'm Donna Bush. Have a great night.